About 2 months ago now, I did a video claiming that Jump Force does not have dub. That was because Bandai did an interview with a website called Altcar, who said they asked Bandai specifically about dub and they said no. However, recently on Facebook of all things, a user, who I will blur out in case they want to remain private, asked this question. Well, roughly this question, because of course it's translated, but regardless, roughly this question. Will Jump Force market well towards Latino people? Bandai Lationamerica replied, Jump Force will be available in English and Japanese with Spanish subtitles. The takeaway from this is that English and Japanese are referenced separately from the Spanish subtitles. One would assume that if the game was in fact only subbed and the only voices were Japanese, the statement would read much more like, Jump Force will be available in Japanese with English and Spanish subtitles, or even Jump Force will be available in Japanese with subtitles in Spanish. So the assumption is that that means there's dub. But now we have two conflicting stories from Bandai. One in an interview with a website where they claim that there is no dub, and one on Facebook where they claim that there is going to be both English and Japanese versions of the game. More specifically, separate from subs. So what do we do with conflicting information? We look at both sides of the story and we try to determine which is more likely to be true. The website Altcar conducted their interview what I'm assuming was over text. I say that because they never directly quote the person they're interviewing. They also never name the person other than just saying quote unquote Bandai. So I'm assuming that the interview was conducted over text, possibly even email. Well, I say they're not directly quoting Bandai, but if they are, they're not using quotation marks. The Facebook quote is a direct quote from Bandai Lationamerica, a translated quote that we have to extrapolate from to be able to arrive at the conclusion that we come to. So it's not a direct quote saying that there is dub, but we do have to interpret the information in a certain way. I don't know which to believe. On face value, if you take nothing else into account and you just showed me these two sides of the story, I would assume the website interview was right. Maybe? I don't know. Currently, I think it's just best to assume that there won't be dub. That way, that if there is dub, we're just pleasantly surprised. But just imagine it. Imagine these English voices. Imagine characters like Sasuke. Imagine characters like Yugi, Gaara, Deku. Heck, even Goku and Cell. These characters all have such amazing English voices. I truly think we would be missing out if we didn't have dub. Each of the characters have had English voices in the past. Besides Ryo, I think. I've heard people say it would be impossible for various technical reasons, like getting all of the studios together, all of the dubbing companies together and actually voicing the characters. But there are workarounds for that, right? You wouldn't even necessarily need to get together every dubbing company. You would just have to get together the individuals. It's not like we have the whole cast of Naruto in Jump Force. It's not like we have the whole cast of Saint Seiya in Jump Force. You have to get together only a few people. But again, regardless, my assumption is going to be that there is no dub. As awesome as it would be, I don't think it's happening. Regardless, I thought I would talk about this piece of news because I saw some people running wild with it. And while it's still possible, dub is certainly back on the table just because now we have conflicting information, and that at the very least is exciting. But at the end of the day, I really don't think we are going to end up with dub, as much as it hurts me to say, because again, I would love to be able to play English voiced Yugi Moto. That's the voice I grew up with, and the Japanese version of Yugi's voice is not the deep monotone version you're used to. It's not my deck has no pathetic cards. It's more like my deck has no pathetic cards. So I would much prefer his English voice, but maybe that's just me. Just for fun, let me know what character you would like to see voiced in English the most. Obviously, you know mine already. It's Yugi Moto. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I know, kind of depressing news. Regardless, though, I would appreciate a like. It helps share around the video. Subscribe to keep up to date with future content. My name is Bilbsy, and I will see you in the next video.